The following is for mature audiences only. Episodes will contain coarse and explicit language and very serious subject matter. Some discussions will include talk of mental illness, violence, racism, self-harm, but not limited to. Such conversations may also include audible graphic descriptions. Viewer discretion is advised. Hi everyone, welcome to Opinions. Full video and audio episodes can be seen on patreon.com/The Opinions Show. But of course we do have all the other social media that is mandatory if you prefer. Enjoy the show.
A good-looking chap.
I'm a chap, eh?
Yeah.
Lovely.
Lovely.
I like that. Well, my name is inconsequential at this moment in time
Right.
because that's not the point of this project. The point of the project is conversation. It's not about me. It's about all of you audiences out there enjoying the entertainment we are putting forth. Hence, now onward. Now,
Opinions.
I like arseholes.
Everybody has one, and
So do we. We're working on that syncing.
Oh yeah, trying.
Opinions. I like assholes. Everybody has one, and so do I. Welcome to the show. If you're not familiar with the concept, basically we spend the entire hour talking about shit.
But first, we get a word from a dictionary, which actually starts off our conversation or
Look
leads
at this
into.
purple drink that I have. How many Muppets do you think we killed for this juice?
I was thinking about how many Smurfs, more or less.
Smurfs are blue.
Not until you squish them.
You're disgusting. You're fucking. You're crazier than I
I'm sorry.
am.
I'm sexually frustrated today.
What does sexually frustrate have anything to do with squishing Smurfs?
Why not? Anyways, so
Oh, we
pick a
need to
ran-
get you a therapist.
I have one. So we
Okay,
randomly
let's get you a psychologist.
have one of those too.
What else can I get you that you don't have?
Nothing.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, take it away with the dictionary.
So we randomly open up a dictionary, and then we pick a word. Huh. Oh, wrong one. Marker.
Oh yeah, don't use the yeah. Use any of the highlighter colors will do. It'll be all nice and colorful by that. I should get some other ones. I should get some other highlighter colors.
So this one has two. It's one word, but it has two different meanings to it. Ready?
I'm ready.
Pain is a noun. Plural. Pains. An unpleasant feeling caused by injury or disease. 2. Suffering in the mind. Painful, adjective. Painfully, adverb. Painless, adjective. On or under pain of, with the threat of, takes pains, make a careful effort or take trouble over something. Pain, verb. Pains, paining, and pained, cause suffering or distress to someone. From the Latin, punishment.
That's both of them.
That's it.
So pain as in punishment from Latin.
Puna, P-O-E-N-A. I don't know how to say that.
Well, maybe it's a Latin word. So
It is Latin, but I don't know how to speak Latin.
Well, I don't know how to speak Latin either. Hang on.
I highlighted it.
I wish this would tell us phonetically how to pronounce the Latin as well. Fuina? I have no idea. Does anyone out there know? Like, it's spelled P-O-E-N-A. P-O-E-N-A.
Fiona?
Maybe it is Fiona. That's interesting. It's sort of like the earlier conversation of the PH makes a phone sound. That's kind of punishment right there for kids to try and understand that. So it's interesting. So if you look at other cultures, outside the English language culture, so in my alphabet, in Hungarian and a lot of other ones, we write the different tones of each letter in the alphabet. So when you're learning the sound of a word, you can associate it with a letter. So you don't have to guess what that sound is.
Huh?
Do you follow? No. Okay, I'm going to continue. If
Okay.
I write the word phone, and you see that word,
Yeah.
how would you pronounce it as a child, not knowing it's an F sound?
Hone?
Exactly, pahone. But then I tell you, oh no, you need to pronounce that as an F. So then how would you pronounce that?
Phone.
Right. Now, if that phone was written with an F, you would say it as
Phone.
phone. Right.
Or phone.
Yes. Now, the PH is not written in the alphabet. So when you see the letter F in the English alphabet,
Mm-hmm.
you associate that character, that drawing,
Right.
with an audible sound of F,
Right.
right? In Hungarian, we would write the PH because it makes a separate sound than
Okay.
the F. So when you get to that point in the alphabet, elemental P, PH, and then go on.
Okay.
And so there's the P, and then the PH and the P and the H makes a F sound. We would visually know that. So a teacher wouldn't have to tell us, we would already know it, and we'd learn new words that have a PH immediately.
Okay.
So if we write the word in Hungarian, anything with an S, like school, and school would be like a sh, an SH sound for us. So S is actually SH. Sh. Sh.
Okay.
Right? If I write SZ, that's a soft S, like snake.
Oh.
So in our alphabet, when you get to S, QRS, and then it would go SZ. Because
Okay.
the S is sh, and then the S sound.
Oh.
So when you ask someone to write something with a soft S, we know the two letters we have to use are S and Z because we already visually see it in the alphabet.
Ah.
So we'll never spell a word incorrectly because we've already been taught that visually it's in the alphabet immediately. Because we're always doing the alphabet constantly.
Right.
So you learn it without realizing you're same as English, except so say you learn the alphabet, you're like, wait a minute. You're adding another sound, but you're not associating a letter with the sound.
Yeah.
And that's the problem and why it takes longer for people to learn English. Even immigrants, when they learn it, like, yeah, but it was, but it was a C. Yeah, but it's the word children, and when you have a C and an H, it's cha, not children.
Right.
But it's not in the alphabet. It's a different sound. So we don't associate sounds with the alphabet in English.
Right.
So, for example, you know Uber, and it's got the, is it oublié? No, it's not an oublié.
With the double dots
The
on
double
it?
dot. I forget what that's called.
That's faux. It's in...
Thank you. So there's a few of those. If you look at the alphabet, there's the double dot. There's also different lines in different directions.
Yeah.
Right? So those are telling people how to pronounce it. There's different sounds of the U.
Right.
And with the double dot is the U, not the U.
Or ooh.
Exactly. So same in Hungarian. So we have different sounding O's and A's. So you would have 3 O's in the alphabet. You'd have an O with the 2 dots, and then 2 more O's with a line facing this way and a line facing the other way, and the 4th O with nothing over top of it.
Oh my
So,
god, that's so confusing.
It's not though. So let me give you 2 English examples now. This is how I taught English when I taught English as a learned language. I would take the example of 2 different words, the word orange and the word octopus.
Okay.
You listen to the sound, it's 2 different sounds. Octopus and orange. Orange. Octopus. Octopus.
Okay.
Orange. They're both the letter O,
Yep.
but you pronounce it different. So I would ask people to pronounce the words. The first thing they know how to say is orange.
Right.
Octopus is usually not a word you just throw. You don't use it in everyday sentences, but orange you use a lot because of the color as well.
Right.
So the class would always say orange, and then they would say orctopus. I'm like, no. What if now I put a symbol above it? Immediately, they could pronounce the word octopus because they knew the sound is different.
Okay. Sorry.
So they learned how to learn the sound in association with the letter quicker. We don't do that in Canada.
Well, thank God.
So it takes us longer to learn. But because of that, you can understand multiple languages because other European languages have the same thing.
I did not know
And
that.
that's why people in Europe can speak and or understand multiple languages simultaneously when they're growing up because it's the same pronunciation for different languages. The
Huh.
U for Uber is same in Hungarian. So I can read another language without having learned it. Not perfect, but you can pick up and understand the text and understand them. You're like, how's that possible if you don't learn it?
Right.
Because we literally use the same pronunciation. However, then the problem comes in with dialect,
Oh God.
right? And that's the problem. That's a different issue, right? If I look at saying the word orange, it'd be oranges versus oranges.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the same sound as octopus. Oranges, octopus. Oranges versus oranges. And that's a big difference actually there between American and Canadian primarily in British English. Right? The Americans elongate a lot of their vowels and they're longer, whereas Canada is very short on our vowels and our speech. It's very quick. We don't elongate as much. Exactly. We cut it off. We don't stretch it. Right? It's the same as saying like roof or rough. Stuff like that. Right?
Rough is with a U, not an O.
Pardon me?
Roof is double O.
Yeah.
And rough is just with a U.
Not the barking.
R-O-U-G-H?
No. Roof, as in rough, the roof. But it's pronounced roof, as opposed to
No, it's
roof.
not.
Yeah, in America, roof.
Nope.
Rough, roof.
Nope.
Yes, it is.
No,
I
it's
know,
not.
because I took dialect courses as an actor, and that's how you pronounce it.
It's roof and rough are two different words.
No, not the words, the pronunciation. It's a dialect. That's different.
I don't think so.
So it is. It's sort of like saying the word sorry and sorry. Same issue.
No one says that sorry.
Americans do. Canadians are sorry. Americans are sorry.
Well, it depends on where in America.
Exactly. So a dialect thing.
It's just the way of Alabama's. Sorry.
Exactly.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
that's a different one again already. There's sorry and there's sorry, sorry. So it's
Hmm.
all dialect. Same word, just different pronunciation. It's a regional
Okay,
thing.
Yeah.
So that's what also makes it difficult learning English.
Sorry.
And then, of course, we teach everyone the damn abbreviations in language classes as opposed to the full word before. We expect them to understand what the abbreviation means. If I say the word we, like we're going.
We're going?
Yeah, we're going. We
W-E-
are going. Yeah, we are going.
W-E apostrophe R-E?
Yeah, we're going.
Yeah.
We are going.
We're?
Yeah. Immigrants are confused as hell when it's a second language. And
Yeah,
they're like,
because you threw an exclamation mark
Yeah.
into it.
but the problem is we're teaching
They're
that
slow.
before we teach them what the two words are that come together.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, well,
And that's why it takes a line. I watch this happen in English class. I'm like, what are you doing? If they know what the conjoining words are, they'll get it like that because it's the same in other countries. But we're skipping all that. These people don't even know English, and you're teaching them abbreviations, and you wonder why they don't understand what you're saying. Like if I say the word info, they don't know what means information, and they think it's two different words. And they're like, wait a minute. It confuses the hell out of them. It's a really
They need to learn
difficult thing. So
better
English,
English.
for that reason, is the most difficult language to learn.
I like how we're talking about a dictionary.
Yeah. And then, of course, then there's slang.
Don't even get me started on those. Although, that's fine too, though. I'm going to create my own dictionary one day. Did I ever tell you this?
Talk to me.
So, I've always wanted to make my own, like, gay dictionary. Because, like, as gay people, we don't use all of the words in a dictionary, like a normal dictionary. So, like, I would call it a faginary. And, you know, it would have, like, pictures and everything. And, like, you know, I'll give you a description of, like, the picture. So, like, like, for me, I have 5 different ways of using the word gross. Gross. And it's all on the pitch of like how you use it in a
It's a
sentence.
different meaning.
But it's the same. But it means the same word, which is like gross, like disgusting, right? Or garbage.
Well, it's the same as saying, like, that's sick, bro.
No. See, well, that's a slang.
That's not what you're saying. It's a slang.
I'm saying the word gross would have in my dictionary has 5 different meanings.
Sure, but that's most common words have multiple meanings.
Okay, you're ruining my moment here.
Continue. Continue. Explain it. Explain
I just
No, but explain the definitions then.
oh.
So people can learn.
I don't. It's too much right now. I just wanted to create my own faginary. Okay, that's all
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about. It's supposed to be a joke.
Oh. I was taking it seriously. Like, you know, yes, queen.
Yes, bitch. Work.
Right? That's a thing.
That's a slang. You actually believe that was actually what it was?
I was.
I wish. I'm like,
we should do. Oh my god, season 2 of our Writing Around Dictionary.
from A to Z.
I don't know if it's only 26 letters, so it won't take long. This is faster than reading it.
No shit.
What if we did the Urban Dictionary? I don't know if some of those words we could get away with saying.
It's better than the Oxford, I tell you. I'm more familiar with the Urban than I am Oxford.
Yeah, but at least taking a physical book is still faster than us using the online Oxford Dictionary.
You can print out the online version.
I'm not. You have any pay? No, I'm not printing.
double-sided
Who's paying for that?
It's free.
But the online is bigger than the printed.
We get more words to pick from.
I don't need to print it to read it though.
Maybe some of us like to have things printed so they can read it better.
You can do that all you want. I wonder how many pages that would come to. Are we looking it up? We're looking it up right now. Yeah, so let's look it up.
So the Urban Dictionary?
Whip out, yeah, the Urban Dictionary. Or the Oxford Dictionary, I was thinking, because that would be massive.
So I mean the proper...
Like, no, well, yeah, the proper one, but the online version, because it's rare. I don't think there's ever been a fully printed version of it, because it's so massive at this point. It's just so big.
Online Dictionary.
So we're looking for it right now. And I think it's just oxford.com. I swear I have it bookmarked somewhere.
Oxford Learning Dictionary.
I could be wrong, though.
Dictionaries. There's more than one.
Well, there is more than one. It's true. Depending on what grade level you're using. So
there's we have English, the Oxford English Dictionary, the American English, word search, noun, and online adjectives.
Okay. And then, of course, there's the, what's the other one? The synonyms?
The Oxford English Dictionary.
Oh my god.
Has over 500,000 words.
You know what I forgot about?
What's that?
Thesaurus.
I suggested that once, but you're like,
Did you say thesaurus?
Yeah, before we started recording.
I apologize. That's a brilliant idea.
Because that takes one word and has more than one different way of like using another word for it.
Oh my god, we gotta make a note. Thesaurus. When the hell are we gonna do that one? There's only, oh god, 6 days a week. I'm not in the mood.
I mean, a thesaurus would be much more funnier.
You think it would be funnier? Couldn't we do both?
We could.
Simultaneously take our word and then also look up the thesaurus version?
I mean...
Because that would still work in a 1 hour little program.
I think we should just take this thesaurus word and just talk about it. I can't speak thesaurus.
Thesaurus. It's fine.
Excuse me.
Maybe I'll pick up a thesaurus and then we'll have the dictionary and the thesaurus and we can, pick the word in the dictionary and then find the thesaurus.
In there too now.
So what now? I thought I saw a pussycat.
I did. Southern fucking talk. Anyways, a cinnamon? Cinnamon?
Cinnamon? What about cinnamon?
Not cinnamon, like in the spice, or the cinnamons. Cinnamon?
Synonyms!
Oh, fuck, I had to break that one down.
Synonyms. Yeah, but that's in there. There's not a separate book. There's not synonyms. There's not a synonyms book.
How do you know? I had a dictionary that
because it's a part of the dictionary. The synonyms.
You can get a synonym.
Can you? I guess maybe there is.
I had one in I had one in.
Can we get some cinnamon here, please? We just get this out of our system.
I had one in elementary school, and a thesaurus.
But you did not have a dictionary.
And I also had a dictionary.
Is that all you had in your school bag?
Well, other than my notebooks.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
You know what I liked in elementary?
What?
That because the desk was yours, because you didn't have to rotate classes.
Speak for yourself.
Usually. Yeah. Well, what did you rotate?
What did I rotate?
Yeah.
Each year, there was more people added into our class, so your desk was never...
Well, that's the beginning of the year, though.
No.
You never got to keep the same desk, necessarily.
Nope. Because our desks were never, we weren't put in alphabetically. We got to sit wherever we wanted. So even if you wanted a certain desk...
And people grabbed a different desk sometimes?
Yep.
You guys are weird.
Well, we're not Hungarian like you.
What's that got to do with
I
it?
don't know.
No
Trying
matter
to-
where you go, you grab your desk at the beginning of the school year and you're like, this is mine. I'm not sitting
But
anywhere
our
else.
desks also didn't have like stuff you can stick in, right? Like they were just.
So that's what I was going to get to, is that was the thing that I was happy with, because our desks could hold stuff. I didn't have to carry my damn books. I'm like, high school, I had to carry that.
Our chairs had like the cubby, like had a basket underneath that we could store our
Oh,
stuff.
that's great.
That's the only thing like we really had.
But
Or
then you,
some had flip up desks.
Yeah.
I mean,
but then that was your desk then, or was it just designed for that class?
Just
And then if you
designed-
move, you had to make sure to take your stuff.
yeah.
Well, explain to me then. Let's get into that a little bit. I was going to ask you, tell me about your school life, but what the hell was our word? We've lost our word, everybody. We've gone so far beyond.
Was it pain? No.
It's Latin for to
Punishment.
cause punishment.
It's pain. That's our word.
So speaking of pain and punishment, tell me about your school life, because that's plenty of pain.
I'm a high school dropout.
Didn't lose out.
So I mean, I remember like going to St. Clement's School in
Yeah.
Alberta, with like the Roman, like which was like a Catholic school, but that's the only school I remember.
Mhm.
Oh, and then I also remember Grand Prairie Elementary School, and then Bayside Middle School was my other school that I remember. 'Cause I had a teacher named Miss Balaam. I loved her. She
You
was a
went
cool
to
teacher.
Bayside Middle School.
6, 7, 8, where I got beat up, and then my best friend, who I'm not gonna name, I got adopted into their family, and because her mom used to be my sensei, because I took karate in high school or middle school, whatever. And anyways, she was my girlfriend throughout grade 8, so that people would stop beating me up, because I was gay. Yeah. I mean, being gay, growing up in school, like knowing like you were gay, and I knew I was gay, and it's like I was very flamboyant all through school, so I always got picked on. I never wanted to go outside for recess. Lunchtime, I was in the library doing my homework, so I wouldn't get beat up.
At least you got your homework done.
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. I hated science.
And you were in Alberta, so
Well,
yeah.
Alberta and in BC, right? Like I went to both sides of the schools here.
Yeah.
So, because Bayside's over on the island, right?
Yeah.
In Saanich.
Saanich?
Yeah.
That's
So after grade 10, when I came back to Alberta, is when grade
You were
9,
done with it.
I just dropped out. I have a grade 8, I think of my grade 8 education, but but I'm also like one of those people that I kind of would read the newspaper a lot to kind of keep up with like society in such a way, like, and then I just kind of like figured out my own ways of like my knowledge, and
it makes an interesting question but it's impossible to answer because you would have to have two lives and having to have it done it twice. Are there things that you think this is like we can't even answer it
ask it.
because you didn't do as many years?
But I went to college too. I did it. See, when I went to college,
It's hard. You can't really explain it because I can't even say like, do you see a difference?
Oh, I do
Because
actually.
You can't
Actually, I
necessarily.
can, because
In what way?
Because when you look for a job, some jobs, like say you need to have grade 12 education or a life experience. Because I got life experiences of certain fields, that's the only reason why I get in.
Here's the question then. When
But
someone says you need a grade 12 education, why? No one ever asks the employer, why do I need that?
Well, they're expecting you to have a GED, which is a graduated educational
I know,
diploma.
but why though?
Because they know that you have some type of knowledge.
Right.
It's all about retaining information or knowing how to like adapt into society.
Right, but there's yet to be an example to say you couldn't do it because you didn't go to high school. Right? If I ask
Well, that's discriminatory.
well, exactly, and that's the thing. Like my mother never finished, but her math skills are better than most people in Canada. So
Because she's in a field where she has to use math on a regular basis. Therefore, she has her own life experience.
no,
to
she
know-
doesn't.
Oh,
No, it's just we're better at education and homeschooling and home teaching in Europe and most other places. But regardless of that, she just understood it. So if someone says you need a GED because here we do a lot of math, Well, I hate to tell you, but most people can't do math in their head, but a certain generation can who didn't even graduate and are better than the ones who did graduate who use their phones.
See,
Right? So saying you need a GED doesn't really make any sense, and no one gives examples of why you need it.
Because I think it's also like a form of discriminatory.
Well, it is,
'Cause,
but
like-
it's also outdated.
Well,
Because people have GEDs who get fired from work all the time because they can't do the job. So if you're telling me that that's your go-to,
well, that's what I believe it's supposed to be, right? Like,
well, it's supposed, but I think it makes no sense. 'Cause
I
I
know.
see that all the time. Like, wait, but you fired this person for not doing the job, and you based it on the fact that they have a GED. Well, obviously, hiring someone off that doesn't work because
Well,
you
I
just
mean,
fired them.
this is like also like when GEDs were like really important. Like,
True, it
because,
was a
like,
huge thing.
I also have a diploma in property management.
Yeah.
That I put myself through, which is a college, but I don't have a grade 12. And you need, and I think also with grade 12, like when you get your GED, it's like prerequisite to get into college.
Yeah.
Right. I was still able to get into college without a GED.
Well, that's exactly what. And the only thing you need to do for 12 years is English. That's the only mandatory class.
English and math.
I didn't do it. At least not my high school. We didn't have to do math.
Really?
English.
I love math. Like I love working with numbers.
Mhm.
Like that's just I love working with math. And
See, there you go.
but see, now science was, I struggled through high school and middle school, everything. Science was not something I could comprehend. I still can't comprehend it. And it bugs me because it's like, I know the basic, like if you add vinegar to baking soda, you're going to get a volcano. Like it erupts it, right? Like I'm like, ooh, that's the only thing I excelled and got an A on.
But you never went into science, so.
Well, no, I couldn't learn it. Like
Yeah.
I was always failing. Like no matter, I even took the module courses, like where like it's pretty basic and no one can actually fail it. I failed it, and they were like, "You're the first person that we know who's ever taken a Science 14 who cannot pass it, the first module." Like epically failed the whole exam, and all the answers are like right there in front of you, in bold. And I'm like, "Yep."
You know what's
And
interesting?
it was an open book
Did your
test.
books ever? Yeah, see, that speaks to a lot of different things. But in the back of our books, after a certain grade, we have the answers.
Yep, I had it all through.
There is not a single person that I knowingly recall who actually used those. We all did the work. We didn't cheat.
If I couldn't have understand something, I looked at the answer.
And that's what that's there for. From what I understand, we were all
By
pretty
grade-
honorable. Every one of us in that school. Like, I don't think anyone genuinely, even the ones that you would expect to cheat, they didn't either.
Oh, I cheated.
Did you?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because I would always, whenever I get frustrated,
Yeah.
I walk away from things and then I won't go back to it. There's nothing will get me back into it. And if I'm really struggling, I'll just go right to the answers and just put the answers in.
But you can learn that way too.
No, because it never showed you. It just told you the answer. It never showed you how they got to the answer,
Which is important.
right?
It's like context.
So a lot of times I struggled, and especially because in science 14 they give you the answers in the back of the book, and it would just tell me the answer, and I couldn't understand how they got that answer. So I failed. So folks, I have a grade 8 education, and I am proud of it, and I'm a beautified drag queen to boot. So there you go, bitches.
That is punishment in and of itself.
No, it's for you, yes, not for me.
No, not for what?
Punishment.
Huh?
What do you mean by punishment?
Right there, not telling you how you get there. That's the punishment in a way.
Life is a punishment, okay?
I know.
In some cases, yes. In other days, no. Depends on what side
Yeah.
of the bed you woke up on.
That's interesting. I never cared about school because the way that I was raised, and you can say the same thing for you, I would say, you've seen the real world as a child and teenager. And so I realized how so much of it is so unrealistic.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you get to the world, and I was so much further ahead emotionally than my peers.
yes.
Education-wise, maybe similar, but emotionally and some life skills I already had established before any of my peers. I was working as a child already.
Yeah.
I had work.
Yeah.
And to specify that I was working in entertainment, so that's a different situation. But then when I hit 16, I started getting a regular job, right?
Yeah.
I went to school. After school, went to my job. Went back to school the next morning.
Yep.
You
Same
know?
here.
What I wish I understood before is that my school, I could do classes outside of school, and I didn't have to do the school
Hi
classes.
everyone, if you didn't already know, Opinions has new episodes every Monday. And if you'd like to watch the full video and audio episode, head over to patreon.com/The Opinions Show. Opinions is recorded live in Vancouver, Canada, and on location at the Bump and Grind Cafe, and is a production of atkafilms.com.